In this lesson, we'll cover annotations. So we are again in presentation. You can do this in presentation preview. You saw when we were working in presentation preview, we were able to do this, but just bigger, better screen here. So first we have our workbooks, but let's talk about annotations. So I have my arrow tool, my line tool, my ellipse, a highlight tool, a projection zoom, a remover tool, and an undo tool. Let's talk about our arrow. So I'm going to click on my arrow, choose where I want it to point at, and there's my arrow, my line, my ellipse, and my highlight. Now, these colors can be changed. What if I don't want a red arrow? I want a green arrow. I can right click, I can choose one of the primary colors here, or I can select the rainbow and then choose any color I want as well as the opacity. So if I want to make it like a kind of a almost clear purple or a really super dark purple, I can do that. If I want a particular RGB value or a hex value, I can also type those in as well. So I've selected a deep purple, and now I have a deep purple arrow. I can change these at any time. Same with the line, do this line. Same with the ellipse and the highlight. Now to remove these annotations one by one, we have to use the remover tool. So we're going to select the remover tool, select the annotation we want to remove, click, and it's removed. We can't right click on these annotations and get them to remove. We can't resize them and then hit delete. You have to use that remover tool. Now, technically, you can use the undo and redo buttons, but it's just going to undo and redo your last things. So that doesn't really necessarily take away what you want to take away. So just be mindful there. So we have these annotations. We have a lot more. So we're going to go further to the right-hand side and to the pencil, first select annotation type. So we have more arrows, lines, highlights, ellipses. We have a rectangle tool, a pen tool, a text box tool, a blur, and a redaction. Now be mindful the redaction is white here in presentation. If I want any of these on my toolbar because I'm going to be using them a lot, I can drag and drop them onto my toolbar wherever I want them to be. I can have as many circles, ellipses, and as many arrows as I need. They can be the same color, they can be different colors. So if I need a gray one and a red one, I have that option. So you can really customize your toolbar. Next, we have stamps. So I have a yes stamp, a no stamp, a question mark, a check mark. I even have the alphabet. Now, if we hold down with our left click, we can choose which letter we want it to be. If we hold down with our right, we can choose the color in which those letters, stamps are. So if I don't want it to go in alphabetical order, I really just want to spell something, I can go over here, select, kind of hold down for a little bit my left click, and then select the letters in which I want to spell or create a word with, right? So I put hi. The same with the numbers over here, left click, hold down, I can choose which letter, otherwise it goes in numerical order, and then right click is the color. If I want to load my own images, which you can, be mindful you don't want to be too distracting, but you can load your own images in presentation preferences. You can map out to a folder, and then once you've mapped out to that folder, you can access those images here. We're going to skip over callouts, and we're going to go right to the tool, the wrench over here, because it has a little bit more to do with annotations. Callouts behave differently than annotations, so we'll do those later. Show annotations, hide annotations, just a temporary show and hide. We can edit our annotations. So we can click the annotation, make it bigger, make it smaller. Again, we cannot delete. That has to be the remover tool. We can remove, undo, redo. We can take a screen snapshot or a save stage. A screen snapshot takes a snapshot of the screen, so it is static. This allows us to be able to take a picture of our screen if we've made annotations during a witness's testimony, and we can call it up later, either another witness's testimony or in closing arguments. It also, because it's a static image, saves kind of as a document, as an image in our database, and we can export it out. So if we need to make it a demonstrative, blow it up, send it back with jury because they want a copy of it, we have a little bit more options to do because it is a static image. With save stage, it is a dynamic save. So it's really just saving the coordinates of the annotations on that document. It's not saving it as an image. So we can't export it, but however, we can pull it back up. I really like using save stage from when we're going on break or recess. If I have a document up here with annotations and we have to break, or, we're saving the stage because, they're going up to the bench to talk, whatever the case may be. If we're in the kind of the middle of this page doing annotations, that kind of stuff, and we have to stop, I like to do the save stage so that way if I do have to navigate off this screen, I can pull it right back up and it be more dynamic so I can take things off, add more things. With the screen snapshot, again, I can't take stuff off of it. It's a snapshot. I can add things to it, but I can't kind of manipulate the annotations on there. So 2 different reasons why I would use those 2 different options there. Other annotation tools, we have show or hide. We have switch or swap, rotate or swap. This is when we have multiple documents up on our screen or multiple pages up on our screen, we can rotate those pages. We can clear screen permanently, so remove this document and all the annotations. We can also hit escape, that's the hotkey for it. Fit to page width or fit all ways. We can have that control box detached, so that way we can always see it. We can also launch our whiteboard. This just gives us some drawing space. So sometimes we just have to draw something out. Sometimes the witness just needs to show it kind of on the screen. We can draw something out here with all of our annotations. Then we also have a laser pointer instead of the clear tools arrow here. Now be mindful, this seems right on okay on white screen, right? It's fine on a white document. It can get very lost on images. Images tend to have a lot of red in them, and it does get lost very easily, so be mindful of that. Clear our screen is escape, or we could click that red X button, and then I'm going to go back to my arrow just because you guys are used to seeing my arrow, and that's kind of more familiar for you. Thank you so much. That's Annotations.